You don't gotta be perfect. You just gotta be worth it. Yeah. Hey guys, welcome to our third episode of Casa-Talk. Today we are bringing to y'all a little bit about our past, right?
A little bit about our past. Ooh.
Because in our first video, everyone said that we brought up our past, but we didn't really finish what we started. So today's episode is about finishing what we started.
Oh goodness.
It's scary, as it is. That's what we're doing. Are you ready for all that?
I don't know, but I'll cheers to it,
Because we are Casa-Talk. Casamigos sponsor us. And make sure y'all follow, subscribe, and fucking leave us comments because we need all that we can get.
like, comment, subscribe,
And share.
and share.
And share. Don't forget to share. Casa-Talk.
To CasaTalk.
So in our last podcast, there was a question that was asked for Alyssa that wasn't very much finished, so I'm going to ask you today. So the question is that we came from like rougher backgrounds, right? And so my question for you was, initially, what do you think made you overcome and realize that you didn't have to, let me word that better. Okay. So when I first asked you the question in the beginning, it was, what made you fight through realizing that you weren't going to end up in the same situation that we grew up in? And then with that question being asked, we called you strong. And you didn't really like that much. And I think our subscribers want to know why you don't like that word. So I'm going to hand the mic over to you and let you explain yourself.
So, I mean, obviously as a little kid, I didn't really understand a lot. Like, I didn't know. We all went home and we lived our different lives, you know. I just knew that mom and dad was supposed to be there, and I didn't have mom and dad all the time. And I think that, like, really not having someone there 24/7 helped me grow and mature faster than a lot of kids my age. And now I have a deeper appreciation for a lot of things just because of what I've been through in my past. And I really don't want to get too deep into that quite yet. But I guess just like how I persevered from it and all, like I have my mom to thank for a lot. Like, you know, we be going at it, we definitely be getting into it a lot, but like when I was younger, like I hated her, okay? Like everyone has that, like when they're a kid, you clash with like your parents, like you argue.
And it's not that you hated her, I think it was more so that you didn't understand exactly why she wasn't there. So
yeah.
It came out as hate, but it wasn't hate because you never hated her. You always loved her. You hated that you didn't get to see her as much as you wanted to.
I mean, and it wasn't just that. Even when she was the only one there, it's just like I learned a lot from her, and like I know now that I'm older, like how hard she really was trying. But like then it was like negated, I guess. So it was just like I want to run away because I'm not happy with my life, but I stayed.
But that's exactly the key word that you said was young. So like therefore like you can't blame or be blamed for what you thought then because you weren't even at the capacity to really understand what you were feeling at that time.
Yeah, but now I do, and I did like shortly after that in like our relationship, and being surrounded by like a core female group. Like my mom had a lot of strong friends. My mom was a very strong, independent female herself. Like just seeing them, because they were younger than us, you know, and like seeing them grow and like mold themselves into like the life they wanted and all the directions that it took off for them really put shit in perspective for me. Like, okay, all these ladies have different backgrounds.
Right. So do you think that you would be the woman that you are today without going through what you went through?
No, not at all. Like I always, and I will always stand by this, like everything that I went through definitely has molded me into the person that I am. And like, that's why a lot of people, even older than me, aren't on my mental wave.
And that's how I feel. I feel like being 21, like I always like kind of look at what you're doing, like you're 23, and I'm like, damn, I'm not doing exactly what Alyssa's doing yet, but I feel like I'm molding myself into starting like a good, like from you, like I'm growing from you, like, and I don't have a mom, so like I take girls in my life and like take their perspective as they're giving me like a mom code, like a cheat code to life through one of my friends, not exactly through a mom, you know what I mean? So like that's how I've been trying to round myself out. I'm like, I'm 21, I'm not exactly where I want to be, but I have a few years to get where I want to be, and I have people like you that are gonna help me get there.
I feel like your 20s is all about trial and error, you know, it's all about succeeding. You just have to learn, like, when enough is enough. Like, you have to hold yourself accountable for the decisions that you're making in life, and like, if something turns into a pattern, you have to cut it out at some point, you know, or you're just going to continue.
And that was one of what our topic was going to be about today, is holding yourself accountable and when it's right and when it's wrong to do so.
So give me a situation that you feel like you've kind of put yourself in, you know.
That I did or didn't hold myself accountable for.
Maybe you didn't, but now looking back like you do, or maybe you did right off the bat, like
So, okay, I think a situation where I didn't hold myself accountable and now that I do is, well, let's go ahead and bring it up to show y'all just how much of a shitty person that a parent can be. Me and Alyssa went on a trip and we got super drunk and tore up and some bad things happened and I took it out on Alyssa's windshield.
Yeah.
And I was so shit-faced that when I woke up the next day, I didn't even know that had happened. And I think that was one moment in my life that I finally did hold myself accountable. Y'all, I felt so bad. And when I mean bad, I don't even think there's a word for how bad that I felt. Like, I literally, like, because I knew, I was like, Alyssa's my best friend. I would never do that to her. But then, like, so where I held myself accountable was saying that I got way too fucking shit-faced and that anything that you had to say to me, which she didn't even say anything bad to me, and that she had all right to. She didn't. She was like, it's okay. When it's not okay, though. You know it's not okay. But she knew that I wouldn't have just done that. Like, you knew I wouldn't have just busted your window out just to bust your fucking window out. Like, you know what I mean? But the way, Alyssa, I felt so bad. I really did. Like, when you told me, you were like, my windshield, I was like, what? You were like, you kicked my shit in. I was like, what? I did that?
Dude, when I'm telling you, I got here so fucking quick from there, like literally 2 hours.
I know,
like,
it's like a 4-hour drive.
It was the same fucking song on repeat the whole way there, and Farrah, like.
I was so plastered, y'all. I, for real, when we got home, I swore there was somebody in the back seat having a whole conversation with us the whole ride.
There was like 2 other people in the car, and I had no idea what the fuck this bitch was talking about.
I really thought there was 2 people in the car. I was like in psychosis or something. Isn't that a word? I had alcoholism written all over me. Like, isn't that a word? What's alcoholism? Because I was that day.
Okay, so you feel like you held yourself accountable when you busted my windshield out?
I do. And the only reason I feel like that is because when you told me, I was like, number one, I didn't know that I had done it. But what's the first thing I did? I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, and that's even more sad that I knew that I was like, I don't know. I literally, like, in that moment, I felt like such a shitty friend to you. I was like, somebody that loves you would have done that, but it was not me. Like, in that moment, I was not in my right mind. Like, physically.
Been there, done that last Sunday, so yeah, we can definitely relate. But that's a story for
no. But you were so drunk, you were like, I'm not gonna bust your windshield out. Should we tell them that story?
Yeah, because I need to know exactly what happened. All I know is I got shit-faced last Sunday and showed my ass, and apparently did some wild shit. But that, if y'all know,
and it wasn't even that wild. It was just more that I didn't want you to get like a noise complaint, and we were loud as fuck.
Again, that's a time where I feel like you didn't hold yourself accountable. Give me a time where you feel like you didn't hold yourself accountable.
Hold on. There's a few. See, these are things you just gotta think about, because I don't want to just pop something off my head and not be mean.
I think the first noise complaint when here and then Josh came back.
Yeah, so I think the first time I didn't hold myself accountable was 2 of my homegirls came over.
I'm not saying that's the first time. I'm just saying that's what came to my head.
One of the times that I didn't hold myself accountable. And we had a bunch of people over here. We got slap drunk and we went out. And when we came home,
I did it. I was getting my coochie waxed. Y'all was in here fucking.
But I like bitches, what can I say? But you know, also when I came home, we were loud, but it was super like loud, funny, but it doesn't matter if you're loud. A noise complaint's a noise complaint. But
Boo Boo done fell down.
Boo Boo was helping me and walk down the stairs, because we didn't take the elevator because we were like, we don't have time for that. So we're walking down the stairs and Boo Boo missed a step and like his arm slipped out between us, and he didn't like stumble down like butt. He went head first.
Rolling.
Man's rolled down the stairs. And then as soon as he rolled down the stairs, I jumped down the stairs to go get him, and I missed the step, fell right beside him. And I came home screaming in a rampage about it. And
I wonder if I
Alyssa,
still have that ring camera video.
Alyssa was not drunk as us, and we were screaming, laughing, screaming. This is actually one of the times that we weren't like arguing, screaming.
No, he came in and I'm trying to doctor him up,
not
and
me.
he's like, "Bitch, get the fuck off me!"
That had nothing to do with me. I kept
outside.
telling him to not talk to you like that. I always stood up for you though. I was like, don't talk to her like that. She's been doing nothing but getting herself pampered up for you when you got home, and now you're gonna disrespect her when you come in the door because you fell on the stairs.
I felt so bad for him too. I knew he was tore up.
He was, but it wasn't even that
And he was like,
bad.
I was just trying to help Farrah. Now
It's
look
nothing
at me.
compared to Homeboy when he chipped his tooth.
Oh my god. And he blames me for that. I literally got fucked up as shit, and they all went their separate
No,
ways.
I was actually sober that night.
You were okay.
I
just
just came
here and get
downtown.
everybody. Me too. Fucked up as shit. Can't even find John's car. Literally couldn't find his car till the next day. And he gets mad at me. He hates me, y'all. Fucking hates me. And just takes off. Going, God fucking knows where. Shoe comes off flying, and he goes down, and both his...
No, and Alyssa was around the corner when it happened, so like I'm videoing it, and I was like, Alyssa, get over here. And she's like, what? And I'm like laughing, which is such a horrible thing of me. I'm like hysterically laughing. I can't even talk to her, and I'm like, looks over, standing over there with half a chipped tooth, blood pouring down his mouth like this.
Poor
Y'all let me fall.
Ocho Quattro, this one's to you. I'm sorry, bro. It's nothing but love, I swear.
And then y'all, I swore, like the next day I woke up and I was like, even go chip his tooth. Homeboy went to the doctor the next day of the dentist and got his shit fixed, didn't he? I was like, oh listen, he didn't even chip his tooth. She was like, yes he did. Alright, so what's the time that you've held yourself accountable?
A time when
Not even with me, just in general in life. Or if it's with me, whatever.
I feel like I always hold myself accountable for the most part. I said for the most part. Call me out. Give me some dirty deeds.
The only time I think that you didn't hold yourself accountable was when you first kicked me out of your house.
Oh yeah. No,
Instead of you saying, I want you to leave and I want and you said, well, you weren't supposed to live here that long anyways. When we have never talked about that until the first day I moved in. You know what I mean? It would be different if we had like a few there conversations about, hey, are you thinking about where you're going to go next month or anything? We never talked about any of that.
See, I disagree with you on that because I do remember talking to you, trying to figure out.
Not until after that bad stuff happened, though. That was what I'm saying. You didn't do that until after that bad shit happened.
No, I'm saying like before any of that even happened because there was
I know,
like,
but
a
you don't
whole
remember our
plan.
first conversation? I was like, Alyssa, I don't want to move in with you. I was like, I think there's going to be too much going on if I move in with you.
No,
like,
that's not how I remember. I remember you saying that they were moving and you needed somewhere to go, and you asked me if you could move.
I
in,
did,
and
and then you said, no, you didn't.
I
You
did think
told
about it
me.
because I called.
No,
you
but you
after a long-ass
told me, you were like,
conversation.
just move in with me. Everything will be fine. I was like, Alyssa, I don't think that's going to be a good idea if I move in with you. And then Josh was like, and then I made the decision to move in with you, and Josh was like, I knew she was going to move in. I knew y'all were going to fucking live together. But remember I told you, I was like, I don't know if it's going to be the best idea if I did.
Well, I think if all that wouldn't have happened, a lot of stuff would have been really different. Not like you moving in, but like just the whole situation in general. But regardless, yeah, I can stand by that. But like, no,
because I remember seeing you for the first time after, and snuck me into the Twin Peaks and didn't tell me you were going to be there. And you were there, and I was like, let's talk about it. Well, we started to get drunk, and you were like, just go with me to get a piercing and let's not fucking talk about it. I was like, no, Alyssa, we're going to talk about it. I was like, there's no being friends until we talk about this. You know what I mean? Like, it was so bad. Like, and you were literally just like, just come get your nose done with me. I was like, Alyssa, you only want me to come hang out with you when you need someone to go somewhere with you. I was like, we need to say our sorries first. And then I ended up driving you home that night, I think.
I don't remember that night.
I know you don't, because you were going through it,
But yeah, no, that's definitely one time, but I didn't. But my outlook on the situation then and my outlook on the situation now is definitely two totally different.
See, but my sister talks about it, and she's like, I knew that was going to happen. I was like, I didn't know that was going to happen because I forgive you because I know that your head wasn't in the right space because I'm a good friend to you. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I know that you didn't mean any of that. you know what I mean? It's just like sometimes your mental gets the best of you, and the people that you love the most, you kind of push away when you're going through hard times like that.
And that's exactly what I did.
And I knew that though. That's why I was like, I wasn't even mad at you the whole time. I just knew that for me to rekindle my friendship with you, I needed for you to at least be like, I'm sorry, Farrah. Like, I should have. And like, not even that. Like, the not helping me move out and stuff also got me. Like, when you kicked me out, like, I moved everything up on myself.
I was just a shitty ass.
Like, I was like, damn, that's fucked up. I was like, I don't even have anyone to help me move. The only person that helped me move was and I moved in one fucking day. I put my mattress down there, my bed, everything by myself. And you were like, me and my mom are going to the bank. We'll be right back to help y'all. And y'all didn't come back for hours. And I was like, damn. No one's gonna help me. And like, I could have called my parents, but like, I didn't want them to. My parents are like, you know, I feel like they were like bashing you kind of. They were like, your friend's a shitty friend for that. And I was like, no, she's not a shitty friend. She's going through, but you're going through a shitty time. So that's the difference. But it's one thing if you've done that to me and then there wasn't a backstory behind it. But it wasn't like, I didn't want my family to say that about you because I knew that it wasn't coming from.
It wasn't personal. I just literally was not in my right state of mind at that point in time. I honestly thought, yo, we're still gonna get an apartment after I said I didn't want to get the.
I never wanted an apartment with her. The only reason I was gonna get an apartment with her was because you were gonna be in the apartment with us. My intentions weren't to get an apartment with her. And if I would have known sooner that we weren't gonna get that apartment, I would have been looking for my own place because I clearly they approved me for the lease, so I would have been fine if I even got a 1-bedroom.
Yeah.
But I wasn't prepared to do all that. I'd never lived by myself. It just wasn't something. And here I am about to live by myself. A few years later.
So tell them about that. Get into that a little bit.
So my sister is unfortunately moving to Colorado on the 16th, and we live in a little trailer, which is a cute little trailer. It's fine. I'm trying not to cry about it too much because I'm like not a trailer girl, but it's fine. I don't judge anybody that lives in a trailer because I'm about to live in a trailer. I grew up in a trailer, but it's just not what I expected. But on April 16th, I'll be solo, and I'm gonna make us a podcast room in my extra room.
Yes, so we'll have a complete setup. So y'all stay tuned for that. We're gonna get some lights, some
plants, some cute wallpaper. You know, a good podcast always has a little plant on the side.
She's talking about the aesthetic. I'm just talking about the setup for y'all in general. But we're definitely, it's gonna move up. We'll be expanding out to different platforms soon. The topics are gonna be a lot more developed and evolved. We just wanna give y'all a chance to get to know us a little bit before we really get deep into anything, so y'all can see like where we come from, how our minds work, and it really just explains everything because we both are very ADHD.
And I think we should let them know that like we do have like bad pasts, but that doesn't mean that we're bad people or we're bad to each other. We just
hurt people sometimes, and you know, we stay with each other. We locked in. It ain't no switching up now. And you know, if you want to boss up your life, you gotta get in with us.
Casa-Talk. It's the only way to boss up your life.
I'm literally about to just drink this right now.
Do it. YOLO! You wouldn't think we came out the same pussy.
Might as well.
Everybody did. My mom looked like sisters. So.
That's funny because we get that all the time.
We really do.
A good funny story about us. Okay, if I could just tell y'all, I've been getting drunk here lately. I don't know if y'all have seen it. I don't know if it's been evident, but the more drunk that I get, the more that I start to understand Farrah, but also the more that this bitch will get on my nerves, okay? Because I see her and I feel like I've been taking care of my friends for the longest. If you know me, I've definitely always been the mom of the group. So, with that being said, now that it's just been us solo dolo out, Farrah will be out here like 4 nights out of the week, okay? Getting lit on my head. Alright, not even on my head, but she'll be walking off because she knows everybody. She's like famous where we're from. I don't know if you know her, but she'll be on everybody's stories, you know, talking to everybody. She's literally a social butterfly. Like, she's the wild one, I'm the reserved one. Alright, so we'll be in the club. And she'll wander off wherever. She stays in the club, right? But she wanders, talking to everybody. And then I'll be looking around. Oh, I can't find Farrah. Okay, so I'm going to go look for Farrah. I'll leave. I get bitched at, yelled at, cussed out. This bitch will be fighting a shorty because they yelling because we all supposed to be together. But like she the one that keep venturing off talking to all the different people because she a celebrity out in the streets. Fucking insane. But you know, I really don't know where I was going with that like at all. But yeah, that she be wilding out here and I be bitching sometimes because I be feeling like I have to babysit. But it's literally all love. Like, it's all love.
And then what she's trying to say is that she just now has became the person that's getting babysat, and she doesn't like that. And so it's hard for her to hear what happens the next day when she's babysat, because she's like, that's not me, I didn't do that. I do that. And I'm like, when are you going to take accountability for being babysitting?
I claim it, I just don't want it.
And that's okay, but like the other night, right? I felt super horrible for calling your mom, right? But I didn't know what to do in the moment. Like, I didn't know what to do. I was like, with me, you're different because you do that. You take care of people when they're doing bad things. Like, you know how to help people. I don't know how to help people. So when we were going through that the other night, I felt like a bitch because I had to call your mom. And I didn't call your mom because I was like, come down here and look what Alyssa's doing. I called your mom because I was like, Amanda, I don't know what to do to help her. Because not only were you were kind of wilding out and mad at me, but I knew that you weren't mad. Your feelings were just coming in about things. And I was like, she's hurt and she's mad. So like, that was like, you were like, I was like, I'm leaving. And you were like, you're never there for me. You just always leave. And I was like, Alyssa, little do you know, I'm not even leaving you. I just need you to go upstairs and calm down for a minute. Because there's one thing, I can't take care of you if you're trying to fling on me. I love you, Alyssa. I'm trying to be there for you, Alyssa. And I was just like, whoa, like, Amanda, please come help me. And then you're on top of my car, bro. And this is so funny, y'all, because this bitch sits on top of my car and is like, you're not going anywhere. My door was not locked, y'all.
I'm crazy, y'all.
My door wasn't locked.
I don't give a fuck. Who needs to jump in the car, bitch? Because we're not going nowhere. I'm getting
and we had just talked about how the window had got like busted out, right? And she was looking at my window like this. I'll bust your shit out right now. I'll bust your shit out right now. I said, bust it, Alyssa. She said, but I'm not a bitch like you. I would never bust into your shit and break down crime. And I'm like, no, that's so sad though. Because I was like, you're so there when you're drunk though. I'm not. Like, you're more there than me. Like, when you were drunk, you knew not to do dumb things though. So like, you really don't even need anyone to take care of you.
I think my thing, because I've been filled in on some things with, like, by a few different people that were at. I think my thing more was, is I didn't care if you drove. I just didn't want to give you my keys because you lose shit.
Right, and I know that's true, but you weren't saying that to me. You were saying I'm driving. You didn't say to me, okay, see, I'm not giving your keys because you're gonna lose them. And I was like, you're not driving, period, point blank. Like, and like, I know, like what you said, you were like, oh, well, you stopped drinking at I drank for 4 hours. And I don't know if we Google that, if that's the time.
No,
but if you driving besides, and then listen, y'all want to know the funny part of this whole story, right? Me and Alyssa pull over because she's in my face. I'm just like, I was just getting nervous. And I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't want to wreck this car because Alyssa's like, turn right. And I'm like, I can't turn right because you're in my right view, in my face. And I'm like doing this and you're like this. Every time I'd lean up to go see, you're putting it in my face like this. And I was like, I even told you, I said, you're acting like your mama. Not in a bad way, but you know, you were giving.
No, hold on. Now that you say that triggers something. I remember her up in my face. You know what? You act more like your mama than you fucking think you do. Y'all are just a fucking like, and that my fucking, like, I remember that shit.
Because, bro, every time I was just trying to follow the GPS, and you're trying to take me on all these different roads, and I'm like, why would I follow your directions when you're drunk when I could just follow the GPS?
Not to mention she can't give directions when she's
exactly.
I just wanted to be heard.
And you were getting so mad at me. You were like, go right. And I'm like, if I did take that right, I wouldn't even have had a clear view to get over because I can't see shit. Because you're like this. Go right. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm not going right.
So at least I don't drive off the side of cliffs.
So then I turned, and you were so upset, you looked at me, and you know what you said to me? You really hurt my feelings. It was like, on your mama. And I was like, whoa.
On your mama what?
Because I told you, I was like, I said, because I said this out of being, like, trying to hurt your feelings. I didn't say this as something that I meant. But I looked at you and I was like, it's such a sob story, isn't it? Because I was just so pissed off. Like, I knew that that's what I could say to hurt your feelings, and I hate that I'm that type of person, but I didn't know what else to say. I was just like, that came out of anger. And you were like, well, fuck it if your mom died. My boyfriend killed himself. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, are we competing over deaths right now? I was like, this is not okay for us, for you, for me. And I said, well, my mom died. And you were like, well, on your fucking mama. I was like, and then that's when I jumped out of the car and literally, I didn't like, you know, you think I'd speed walk to my car. Bitch, I booked it to my car. I was running for dear life because you slung on me. You did. After I said that, you remember the video? I got out of the car.
No, you never showed me the video.
Because I deleted them because I didn't want you to see them. We looked at them that night and I deleted them. I went and looked for them today and couldn't find them. I deleted them. You literally, you can see my camera go, get hit, like where you hit it. And I literally got out of the car and just went running. I didn't close the door or nothing. And as I'm running to the car, I'm on the phone with your mom. I'm like, you gotta come get Alyssa. She's not okay. Like, I don't think she's gonna be coming upstairs anytime soon. There's gonna be a fat noise complaint. And then all I hear is this, boom. And you're on top of my trunk, like, looking at me through the mirror, like, bro, you jumped up on my shit. And you were like, I ought to beat this shit through, but I'm not like that. I'm not like you. I don't beat people's shit in. I was like, oh my God. What I did though, I think that I did prove myself as a good friend though, because I really wanted to leave because I was just like, didn't know what to do. But I sat downstairs, I got myself to breathe, and I came up here.
And that's why I love
and
you.
I went in the bathroom and you were on the floor and I just grabbed you up and I said, baby, I want you to know I'm here for you no matter what happens. For real, like,
so, you know, you can be.
But I knew that stuff was on your brain, and that's why you started being aggressive towards me.
I bottle shit up. So like when everything.
But that's what I kept saying. Though, I was like, she's screaming at me and saying hurtful things to me, but really she doesn't mean any of this. But we need to work on talking to each other about how we feel rather than making each other feel bad because we're hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like fuck you, bitch, for all this shit that you doing. No, actually, I'm upset because I'm thinking about something that happened in the past.
Yeah.
You know?
100%. We have to start taking accountability for our actions, and we're gonna work through it, work on it with y'all, so y'all will be able to.
And I know we can though. That's the thing that gets me. Is like I know we can do that. I know it's not rocket science. We're grown ass women, but like there's some things that we have went through that it's like
we just gotta learn.
They're really hard to get through. You know, like some things that have happened to us in our life is not normal.
There's a whole bunch of crazy shit that y'all will definitely.
I think that we just need to find more of our worth in ourselves, and then we'll realize that we're not worth this pain. We're not worth going through the things that we put ourselves through.
But we are worth it. We are worth it.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. I mean, we are worth it.
Quit.
To being worth it.
To being worth it.
Anyway, y'all, this is a short episode of CasaTalk, but my homegirl's got to get to work. So, we love y'all, and thank y'all for joining in our episode.